Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Tony from A41. I currently work as CSO here. I think there was a lot of intro about A41, but we are a validator company based in Korea. I'm pretty happy that I'm representing Korea today. I'll be talking about the Korea market insights from a operator's point of view. Uh, could you
Yes, thanks.
introduce me?
I'm Dr. Pudding from Kudasai and Omakase from Japan, and maybe same as him. I'm so happy to be here as a representative of the Japan, and blah blah blah. Same, yeah.
Hi, my name's JD from Contribution DAO. So I'll be talking for Thailand. Thanks A41 and Tony for here.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the first topic would be nice to talk about the regional market differences. I think we can start off with JD here. What has been like the current crypto industry sentiment in Thailand for the past year?
I think for Thailand, we are on a moderate side, so not as bad as like China or some of the states, but we're not as open for like crypto in general. So we have a framework. SEC there is just kind of like allowing people to experiment. So we have sandbox, we have for the stakers, and also like we have exchanges license. We don't have leverage exchange license yet. So I think they are on sandbox now, and some of the validators also on sandbox, custodians license on sandbox. The government just trying to understand how it works. Yeah. So I say it's on a moderate side.
How about for Japan?
Well, actually, so last year, the government changed their mind and they're pushing the Web3 and AI as a national strategy in Japan. So the last year we had an event called WebEx in Japan, and the Prime Minister sent a video letter to WebEx. So now that the Web2 company try to get in this field, have interest in Web3 field, and now they're trying to get in this field and now making their own products. And recently, the telecom company called NTT, it's a big company in Japan, it's launched their wallet, crypto wallets. And other companies trying to launch their products. Recently, mainly the many gaming companies are launching their products. But still, as you know, their market is not good. So still the retail users not coming yet. But maybe after the Web2 companies launch their products, eventually the users will come. We're looking forward to it.
I guess for Korea, it's kind of a mixed signals. I think I can break it down into from a builder perspective and trader perspective, and also lastly institutional perspective. Starting from the institutional perspective, I think 2021, a lot of gaming companies in Korea, a lot of Web2 companies, unicorns in Korea, also a lot of conglomerates try to tap into the blockchain industry. But I think unfortunately there were like incidents such as Terra crash and also some kind of scandals regarding the Kakao chain. And after that, the sentiment quickly shifted in the institutional side. So these days, I'm feeling like the institutions kind of have decided on try to be more lukewarm towards this market. From a builder side, I think after the Terra side, it kind of rock bottom last year, but I do see new projects coming back in. But it's not just that Koreans don't have good developers. It was that a lot of Korean crypto funds, it didn't come back after the last bear cycle. It's starting to coming back. So in terms of number of projects invested and stuff like that has gone down so bad. But I hope in the near future it comes back into the Korean scene as well. In terms of trading, trading volume, as far as I know, has decreased, but compared to the global side, it hasn't decreased that much. And since Koreans have high TVL, a lot of Korean CEXs are pretty doing fine for these days. Yep. Maybe for the next point of view, we could a little bit tap into the regulation side. For each, I think EU, they have a European Union law, so they have all the digital currency laws applied to the same countries. But for APAC, each country has different jurisdictions, different legal procedures, so it's all different. So I'm very curious about Thailand's regulation status, and what are your thoughts going forward?
I think it will still be fragmented in terms of like regulatory framework, since I think other sovereign nation like Korea, Japan would love to have some control, but in general, I think they will just copy each other. It's like if the Europeans leading the way, then most people will just look at them, and if it works, the government will just take it. But the regulatory framework, I think, will still be fragmented. But the market, when the European projects or the states projects looking at us, they think we are the largest market. Yeah, so they want to enter Apex for sure. And I think we have underplayed our role here in terms of like market for projects, right? So if we could work as a collaborative from like either from the governmental level or from like outside and work collectively, I think it's a huge potential for us because let's see how many people in Apex, huge, bigly, right? And a lot of people are also crypto native.
Oh, makes sense, makes sense. I think Japan, they have strong push in terms of from the government. So I'm curious how the regulation has shifted.
Well, actually, there's so how to say strange now. It has a unique feature in Japan because you could not sell, you cannot do the token sale without the license or working with the license who has the company who has the license. But in Japan, NFT is not crypto. So you could sell NFTs in Japan, but you cannot do the token sale. And also, have you heard of the taxes, for the individual taxes in Japan?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's the
It's
max
crazy.
55%.
How many percent?
55.
55.
Max 55. So the most of the Japanese founders get out from Japan and they live in Singapore or Dubai and launch their projects. Like, do you know Aster? Aster is working with Sony and they launched the Sony recently. And also there's a layer one called Oasis. It's featured on the gaming chain, but so they don't live in Japan. Founders not living in Japan. But as I said, the government changed their mind recently. So they're trying to change their tax regulations. So now it's becoming easier for many companies to get into this field. And our company called Omakase is backed by the Nomura Holdings. It's biggest investment bank in Japan. Has interest in those fields, and Omakase is running the many validator for the many blockchains. So the institutional side has interest in those cryptocurrencies. And many companies are trying to now make these stable coins for the Japanese yen. But still, there's so many regulations, so it's very hard to publish their tokens right now. So everyone is struggling right now. But I think it's very positive right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can feel the Japan's positivity. There's a lot of projects coming out in Japan, and I heard like there's a lot of grants given from the government for crypto players, for foreign crypto players to have their base in Japan as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
that's
know
that's
that.
what I heard. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually, we want to have the grants.
For sure. Of course, I would like to have some too. For Korea, I think the regulation-wise, it's clear that they are waiting, same as for Thailand, waiting for US or EU to lead so that they can follow on to the regulation side. It was evident because Korea, in order to do custody or become a CEX, they have to have a license. They didn't increase the cap for giving out the license. And it's kind of a redeeming phase these days. I heard like they're trying to cut down the number of licenses as well. So which means they still want to have control before they know like how the world is gonna adopt regulation. So it's very unclear right now. So same for Japan. A lot of Korean companies, some of the Korean companies, they are based in Singapore, or many founders are going to Dubai to found their projects. Yep.
I could add on top, like in Thailand, we also have different formats. For ICO, we just approve, people could do ICO in Thailand now. But so for example, there's like a condo that's a public limited company. They have a lot of inventory and they want to resell those like in bulks, right? So they create these real world assets and go through ICO portal. The funny part is you cannot trade that on chain. Yeah, so you still have like regulatory like advanced, but the liquidity is not shared, something like that. Or even so, we are working on that front. The government trying to open up like NFT is not Web3, right? For Japan, ICO is not Web3 for Thailand. But I think there's like some progress on here. Looking forward, hopefully like some optimistic for the future as well.
Is that true that the king of Thailand is so positive to crypto?
Which one?
I mean, the emperor?
Oh, the king.
King.
Oh, I think there are. He's really thinking about this, and I have to be careful here because I don't want to get into political or anything in trouble. But I think he quite progressive in terms of policy. The one that making decision is not the emperor or the king. We have prime minister who make decision for this, and hopefully the current government, they are really progressive. They're coming from the elections, have a previous good record for good like regulatory investment. So let's hope we have a good optimistic future.
Thank you very much. We all have the difficult culture and situations.
Yes. But if he buy Bitcoin, I'm bullish. Everybody will be bullish for sure. Yeah.
I think it's the same for like all the APAC countries for now. It's very lukewarm in terms of regulation as well. So I think we can talk about the staking market. So although A41 is incorporated in Korea, most of our clients are actually like not Korean. So we haven't really targeted the retail yet. So I'm curious, I know like you guys have like a community there, a big community. So how do you see like the retail market for stakers going on in each of your countries?
For Japan, the Japanese people are very conservative, but once they believe in, they don't sell. That's why we were called like diamond hands. Japanese are diamond hands. Once they bought the NFT, they don't sell they only sell at the bottom. So actually, there's so many people just bought the Bitcoin, Ethereum in the early stages and just putting that on the CX. So there's not so much staking service in Japan right now on the central exchanges, but once they try to do the staking services, they try to, how to say, it's very popular when they started. So they don't sell and just holding the tokens, so many people want to stake it. They tend to stake. Yeah.
So you're seeing an uptrend in terms of retail stakers coming in?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, we run for the example, we run the eigenlayer operator, and there's so many stakers from our community. And the stakers are more than 2,000 people, and most of them came from the community members. So, yeah, I think Japanese people like to have those kind of yields.
Okay. How about Thailand?
I see people uptrend for sure, but they are more selective in terms of where to stake. Because there are so many choices now. You could stake with Lido and earn yields. You could stake with validators. So that's become a primary option for retail. But definitely, like if you are strong operator like us, we have to compete against those the app that actually curate those native assets and maybe giving up more use, right? That's why for us, we have an uptrend for stakers, thousands of stakers putting into like operators. However, we need to also looking at those like the app, liquid staking, LRT, LST, how the area gonna post moving forward from here. Yeah.
I have in addition, I have to say that, as I said, the Japanese people are so conservative, so their tokens are not on chain; they're in the CX.
Oh, so custody based.
Yeah, custody based. Yeah.
Yep. I guess it's pretty similar to Korea. Most of the stakers are through CEXs for now. And even if retails are there, I do believe they'll use LSTs. So in that in mind, as a validator company, what are your strategies to expand your TVL? For A41, we do think that retail will come later, and retail has a better option in terms of liquid staking. So, but for institutions, even liquid staking, because it's an added layer to a native staking, they do have some concerns. So we are first probably going to target institutions for our next phase. What about you guys? What's the strategy?
Same, absolutely same.
How about you?
Yeah, I think we are similar for you guys in terms of strategies, but maybe a little bit on top. We are, as a validators, we think we need to pick up the works that nobody picking up. For example, I think the whole Web3 meta, we just in this like vacuum state. Nobody knows how it's going to progress, right? But one topics coming up is the blockchain adoption. So we need customer facing the app that will move the industry forward. So we think as the operators on this like basis layer, we could do more work in terms of those like picking up the adoptions, helping them, helping the app builders, or maybe like try to do something like vertical alignment, at least some sense to discuss, invest, or create more trust to those the app, encourage them to build, and yeah, so that's also additionally where we are focusing on.
Okay, thank you guys. Probably like the last question. I think it's good because it's really hard to meet like different APAC players. What are some like good projects that you think is happening or coming up in each of your countries? I know Japan. You mentioned about Sony, but other chains that you are interested. That is a Japanese player.
Well, it's so different in layers. I mean, for the institutional side and the crypto beginners and professional, professional DeFi players. But I can say that Japanese are so curious about the new technologies, so they're interested in all kinds of things related to the crypto. I think the new technologies. So we have interest in. We started as a DeFi trading group, but there are many players have interest in DeFi's, but also have interest in like real world assets, and also the DePINs, and so many other things like related to new technology like modular blockchains or the shared sequencers or the base rollups. They're interested in how the blockchain is evolving, and yes, so that's why we have the retail community, but also we made Web2 company communities to teach them. So I'm not sure that which projects will be popular in Japan, but I think some of the projects will come up, and I'd like to catch up those things. The only thing I can say is that once Japanese people believe in the projects, they're still playing that. For example, some of the people are still playing Steppen. Do you know Stephen?
Yeah. They're still playing Stefan
Yeah.
in Japan.
And last month we had an event called WebEx. There was a side event of the Stephen. Still.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
Maybe a lot of, but I did heard a lot of tractions are still in Japan for Stefan. So, yeah, I guess Japanese are really conservative. They don't really, they have good retention if they like the product. How about you, JD?
So I think we are just like Japan, different players trying to do different things. For example, we have the bank. They maybe put up first 100 mils for just invest in Web3 in general last year. And then I think subsequently maybe another 100 mils coming up. Another bank just might not want to push Web3 anymore. So that is the first good signal. Also, exchanges locally start to thinking more regional. So we start to see like people who have license in Thailand start thinking about getting a license somewhere else, and also onboarding those like far off Southeast Asia players. So that could become like another regional player on that front, right? And also real world assets, definitely like the institution is looking up. You see those, like I told you, the condo that's fragmented, sell it on ICO portal. If the liquidity could be shared, then it become a real asset that you could earn actual use. Also stable coin like US dollars, Thai baht, adoptions could be like I would say the pay file from the institution is really an interesting part. And now from the project's point of view, yeah, I think we have a lot of builders, but Thailand we don't have, we used to have a previous good project as well. I'm also looking up maybe some of the builders, ambitious builders who are consumer facing app, looking forward to be like working with them on the horizons like near future, yeah.
Thank you. I think for Korea, it's not that it's not happening now, but I do hope that there will be more builders from Korea. So next year, probably A41 is gonna activate some of like the boot camp and kind of sponsor or support boot camp so that we can create a really good Korean builder community. And also, I think real world assets and DPN, as you guys mentioned, are in its nature very regional players. So I haven't met like huge players yet, but I do know that some are talking with the government, try to get into align with the regulation to start real world assets. So I'm excited on that as well. Yeah, I think we can just have. If you guys want to have just one last comment regarding your project or company, and then I think that'll be good to finish.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming and having me to this great panel opportunity. And Kudasai is the biggest community in Japan right now that helps the many projects to get penetrate into Japan market. And our subsidiary Omakase is backed by Nobel Holdings and running the validators for the many blockchains. So we put an emphasis on the education right now. That we want to make the mass adoption in Japan, and we want to be, want to see the changes in the real life using the blockchains, and looking forward to it. And including me, many Japanese likes to play the games, so I'm looking for many gaming companies to come out in this field. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank A41 for having us, having good discussion like this. For contribution DAO, we from Thailand. You could think of us as a really good friend who will stick around long term. What you need, just tell us. We try to be like good friend facilitators. We have quite amount of big community and also reached in Thailand market. We also work on every front. So just ask questions, get to know us, be a good friend. And for stakes validator side, we have a particular interest in the app, especially consumer facing nowadays. So if you like to discuss those ideas, we are more than happy to discuss more.
Thank you, guys. I think we can end the panel now. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Thank you.
No, no, last words.
Last words. Yeah, A41. I'm happy that we hosted this event, and I'm happy to have connected with you guys through this panel. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.